Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jamie coming at you live on Instagram and on Facebook at the same time in Arizona. Why, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Arizona time, do I have my hair bonnet on? Because I got my hair did yesterday. It looks so good. I can't show you the style. I'm going to hold off for a little bit. I'm very pleased. My girl, India, takes care of me. She's been doing my locks for 6 years, and it just looks amazing. But I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to show you guys right away. We'll have to have an unveiling and revealing it. But anyway, so if you're catching me live or on a replay, comment below so I know you're here. Say, hey girl, hey, what's up? So, let me fill you in on story time. Most of you know, and I'll just repeat a little bit in case you don't know. I'm a recovering addict. Hi, Ann. Thanks for commenting. Love to see you. Thanks for joining. My clean date is May 11th, 1989. And I had about 10 years clean when I moved from Pennsylvania to Arizona in 1999. So I've been here for a little bit. Hey, Mary, good morning. Good afternoon. I'm so used to saying good morning. Have a blessed, thank you. I am having a blessed Sunday. It's a little strange for us. My husband got a new job, and so he works Sundays. And so we have Saturday now that is like his only day off. They're doing mandatory 60 hours a week, which we love the overtime, okay? We're okay with the check. And so because of that, we are very blessed, but we go to church on Saturdays now. So we went yesterday at a 4 o'clock service. It's just strange. All day yesterday, we were so confused with what day it was. It's just crazy. So yeah, 60 hours. He's supposed to do 4 10s, and now he's doing 6 10s. So his only day off is Saturday. So, but we have a convention with my company that we're going to for my business next week. So we're leaving, and so when he took the position, he asked them, can I have this time off because my wife has a convention in Texas next month, and then in December she earned a trip from working so hard because that's what I do with my business. And so we earned a trip at a resort. It used to be the Robert Redford Resort, and now it's called the Sundance Resort. Robert Redford Sundance, now Sundance, in Utah. And the last trip I earned from this company, I'm telling you, we felt like we were just treated like royalty. They really take care of us. They pick you up at the airport in a limo. They take you to this exclusive resort, and everything is high-end, and the sheets, I have to buy new sheets because I have not slept like that since, when you go away on vacation, you think, oh, I can't wait to get home to my bed. Yeah, we weren't feeling that at all. Just so you know. Anyway, I digress. So, knowing that I'm a recovering addict, in my years being clean, I helped a lot of recovering addicts because I was a therapist when I lived in Pennsylvania. I did substance abuse counseling. I did domestic violence counseling. I worked in the field with state probation and parole. I did a lot of stuff. So I have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. I was also a DJ on the radio station, so for whatever that's worth, okay? Anyway, to tell you all of that to say this. We were foster parents for 6 years, and we've had a lot of kids come through this house. We had 2 sibling brothers, which we thought we were going to adopt, and in the end it didn't work out, but they had lived with us for 3 years. After they left, we had to take a year off because that was very hard for us. We really thought we treated them as though they were our sons, as we did every child that came into the house, but because we thought we were adopting them, so much so, we did with them, and then we had to disrupt and have them removed because the oldest was just insane. He was like climbing out the windows 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, doing drugs, sneaking back in, missing school. And if something happens to a foster child on your watch, just so you know, and this is not to deter anyone, being a foster child, Lou Ray, how you doing, girl? Hey, Denise, how you doing? It is not something for the lighthearted, okay? And this is not to deter you. This is just to let you know these things can happen. But if they happen on your watch, you're the one that's responsible for them. Because we had no way of controlling this child, we could not keep him in our home. Now, his younger brother was doing well, but he was starting to see how his older brother was getting away with a lot of things in the house. And just so you guys know, I'm talking about them because they're over 18 now, and Eric and Isaiah don't live here anymore, obviously, but they've both come back in contact with us, and we still love them and love on them as much as possible. And they have both said to us, thank you so much for all that you have done. You know, and a lot of foster parents do not get that. They leave your home, you don't know what has happened. You just don't know, you know. So the fact that the Lord blessed us to know that seeds have been planted in these boys' lives, they've come back to let us know that they had seeds. Hey, Nancy, hey, what's up? And they've come back into our lives to let us know that the seeds that we planted were very helpful, you know. So I say all that to say, if you decide to be a foster parent, just know these are troubled children. It's not going to be easy peasy. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but it is so worth it to be able to bless these children because they do not have that. And we chose the foster children that were 10 years old and above. And because everyone likes the cute little babies and everyone wants to hold them and they smell so good, you know, and the older ones, they got their habits already started and they've picked up some bad things and they're going to be tough. But if you don't take care of the older ones, those are the ones that are coming into your house to rob you. Those are the ones that are going to jail. Nancy, what? They're not easy. No. Surprise, I know. Shocking. But those are the ones that need to get off the streets. Those are the ones that need to love. Those are the ones that will be into the system and using and whatever. So I say all that to tell you this. Our son, we adopted him from foster care when he was 10 years old, Jerry. And we've had him for 3 years total. I think he's been adopted with us for 2, but we had him for 3 altogether. We've been having some issues with him, and I've been talking to you guys about it. Jerry's biggest struggle was, yeah, Mary, thank you for understanding. His biggest problem was he used to lie a lot. And the ongoing joke is, you know, if his lips are moving, he's probably lying. So, when COVID hit and all that happened, the kids came out of school and they were at home on their computers. And so we got to see firsthand the areas that Jerry was really struggling in because now we're basically becoming, what do they call them? When the kids are learning from home. I can't even think of the word. Anyway, so we're the ones that became the teachers, basically. So, and I work from home, my full-time job. And so I'm here watching him in class, online. And then as time went on, I started noticing the volume was getting turned down. Or he would say, can I just go listen in my room? It's much more comfortable to sit on the bed. And blah, blah. Homeschool. Yes. Thank you, Nancy. So we're basically the homeschoolers, right? So he would go in his room and have the volume down. And then we started getting these reports and emails that he wasn't in class. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm here all day long. What are you talking about? He's not in class. So what I found out was that he would open up the tab on the computer to go to class, but then he'd be in YouTube all day long watching videos. So he wasn't doing any of work. And he wasn't there when roll call came. And of course, his the camera wasn't on. So they're marking him absent for a whole week. So we cracked it down. Okay, now you're sitting in the dining room. I'm going to watch you. I got hawk eyes on you, boy. And I have a 3rd bedroom with my work from home office. So I got out of there because I couldn't see him, you know. So now I moved my office into the bedroom. I had my desk in here and I put a chair in here and I'm watching him while he's working on his schoolwork. And I'm like, turn the volume up. I don't hear the teacher talking. It's like, I'm on you now, boy. And so that was what I did. So I felt like a jailer instead of a homeschooler. But anyway, so all that went down. And then when all this other stuff, oh, they can come back to school, but they got to wear a mask all the time, and blah, 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 blah. Stuff we just did not agree with. And we were like, okay, this is the last year. The cake that broke, the stick that broke the camel's back and the piece that took the cake was they said, we're going to grade them not on the work that they did. Now, mind you, he skipped a week of school, okay? Those aren't the grades he's going to get. He's not going to get his true grades. We're going to grade him based on how we think he would have done if he was here in person. What? How is that helping my son? How is that teaching him anything? We're going to accept his late work. The last week of school, they can turn in any work that was late. What? Is that what's going to happen in the real world when he gets a job? Is his boss going to be like, oh, I know we missed this account and the project was late and you didn't do your job and you let the whole team down, but it's okay. We'll make it up later. I'll give you a raise based on what I thought you would have done if you were coherent or whatever, or responsible. What are you teaching him? Nothing. So that was the end of public school. And that was a charter school. We pulled him out of his regular school, took him to this charter school, A+ grade, and this is what they did. So we were not happy. So now he's in private school, private Christian school, a little better morals and values. And they're sending us emails and messages and saying, Jerry's late on this assignment. He's missed that assignment. He's doing this. We ask him about it, and he's just like, I don't know. I turned it in. I'll really pull it up. Let's look at it. Jeff and I are just like, show it to us. Oh, that's absolutely right, Nancy. Yeah, they do that because the state and the government pays them for how many students pass, so they didn't care. And our other foster boys, when they were in school, they're doing bad, still taking late assignments. Oh, can you call your mom and tell her to bring your assignment with you that you didn't finish, or bring your book that you forgot? No. He needs to suffer his natural consequences. And he even told them, if I call her, she's going to tell me no. She's not bringing it in. And they made him call me anyway. And I said, no, I'm not bringing it in because he needs to learn and suffer his natural consequences. I think he'll remember next time. If he knows I'm going to bring it in, he'll never remember. Why would he? Make his ass walk home and get it if you really want the book that bad. Well, he'll miss 2 other classes. Not my problem. Bye. Have a nice day. Call me if he's looking ill or going to die. Like, what? Y'all just don't know. Okay, so now here we are, Christian private school that we're paying for, and he's still not doing his work. So I'm like, okay, Jerry, I don't know why, and this is something my friend Nancy, who's on here on the Facebook side, said to me, when kids are doing this, they are self-sabotaging. Okay, so they're sabotaging themselves. Why don't they love themselves enough to succeed? Why don't they think that they can achieve these goals that we have set for them? Like, we know you can get straight A's. Eventually, he got his straight A's on his own with no help from them letting him slide, So, in one semester, he had like 2 D's and an F. And I was like, oh, well, gotta do what you gotta do, So now that we're paying for it, I'm like, you need counseling. I don't want counseling. Counseling doesn't help. No, counseling doesn't. You have to get the counseling and you have to do what's right. You're the one that has to work. The last time you had counseling, you told her you didn't want to work through difficult issues. And here we are. You still have issues. You need to work through these things. You need counseling. And I think what all brought this to a head was because I told you all those little things in the background before I started this video to get you to understand where we are now. With my husband's new job, he has to be to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he works in Phoenix. Okay. I get up with him at 3 o'clock in the morning because I thought, this is perfect. I can go walking in the morning, get my stuff done, start my day, regular full-time job, get all that stuff done, do my business stuff before I even start my regular job, blah, 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 blah. This is perfect for me. I know most of you are going, 3 a.m., are you crazy? Yes, emotional tools, Nancy, exactly, which is what he's been lacking. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? You got this whole week off. Why don't you walk with me in the morning? Because you're not riding your bike to school. You're not riding your bike home. You're not exercising. But you sure are eating like you are. Spring break, he's just shoveling it in. And I'm like, yeah, you should walk with me. I walk 3 miles in the morning. He's 12 years old. He'll live, right? And I walk the dog. I'm like, you hold the dog in the leash so I can get my groove going, right? So I get him up at 3:30. So I give him a half-hour break. And we end up walking out the door about 3:45. So 3:45, 3:45, we're back. 5 o'clock at the latest. One morning he was walking all slow. His feet were tired. I have that video on here too. And we were talking about counseling. And I told him, you're going to get counseling on Saturday when Jeff goes to the men's breakfast. Because we got church in the morning, or church in the afternoon, but the men's breakfast is in the morning. So he's going to go to the men's breakfast, and I'm going to take you to counseling. Who's the counselor going to be? Don't worry about it. You don't want to go anyway. What do you care? I didn't tell him. And we get there. What were we talking about? He said something about, I don't know what the point of counseling is. And I said, because emotionally, you are right back where you were when you were brought into foster care. He was 8 years old when he went into foster care. Okay, we didn't find him, and he didn't come into our home until he was 10. And I said to him, what is it that causes you to not like counseling? And you know what he said to me? I don't want to talk to people about my past. I said, why don't you want to talk about your past? He said, because I don't want them to know what I went through. I said, you tell everybody. I was in foster care and my parents adopted me. Everybody knows. Not that. I'm like, what do you mean? And he started to cry. You know what he said to me? I don't want everybody to know that my father didn't want me. And that's why I got into foster care. That's some deep crap, people. I almost said the S word because that's how much it touched me when he said it. My son thinks his father, biological father, did not want him. I had to do some explaining, Lucy, so he could understand. If he didn't open up and tell me that little tidbit, because I've asked several times, why do you not work through your counseling? Why do you, why? And, I always get that, because I just don't, cuz don't work here, When he said that, I said to him, I'm a recovering addict, right? Yeah. I said, your biological father was an active alcoholic? Yeah. I said, why do you think he didn't want you? Because he didn't do what he was supposed to do to get us back and to get us in foster care. I said, so he told you he wanted to get you back out of foster care, but his actions didn't show that that's what he wanted. Is that what you're saying? He goes, yeah. So he didn't want me. I said, you tell me you want to pass 7th grade, but your actions show me you don't want to. You don't do your homework. You don't hand stuff in on time. You lie. I said, so you must want to flunk 7th grade, right? Well, no. I said, at least your father had an excuse. He was drunk. What's yours? And he stopped and he was thinking. I said, are you mad at him? Yeah. I said, you got a lot of anger in you for someone who couldn't really do what he wanted to do. You're not forgiving. You have no grace. What does the scripture tell us? What does God say? Holding on to that anger for your dad What's that doing? It ain't hurting him. He's living his life. Wherever, whatever. If he's still drinking, he's living his life. If he's not, he's living his life. But here you are. Can't seem to get past 7th grade. And you act just like your father. And you're not even drinking yet. You're going to be a drug addict. I was a therapist for substance abuse. I know. You're going to be just like your dad because you're doing it now. You're going to school. You're lying. You're not doing what you say you want to do. Your actions don't match your words. You're doing exactly what your father did. And you're mad at him? Should I be mad at you? My boy had an epiphany. He just broke down and started bawling. He has not been the same since. I don't know where that conversation come from, except it was 3:30 in the morning before we went walking. He was mad. And he was like, I don't even want to walk with you. I'm like, why do you mean you don't want to walk with me? Because you've been acting like I'm going to flunk 7th grade and you don't care about me anymore. I said, I don't care about you anymore. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't ask if your homework was done. I wouldn't be sending you to counseling. If Jeff and I didn't care about you and love you, we wouldn't do this. And he was like, I said, so look at our actions and our words. Do they match? Yeah. Are they like you and your father's? No. I said, you just don't like it because we make you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Now do you understand how counseling is going to help you? Making sense now? Yeah. I said, can we go walk? And we were walking and talking about other stuff, and he went for counseling that morning, and I said, so how did counseling go? And he was like, he said you said you were right. I said, you had to ask him? You had to ask if I was right? In your vast 12 years of knowledge on this planet, you didn't know that I knew what I'm talking about? I don't even know who this kid is. No, there's no miraculous change. You know, he still forgets to take out the trash until it's hitting the floor. But reality is, he sees. He sees now. I think there's it's some kind of cognitive connection where he's kind of grasping, oh, I am doing what my biological dad did, you know. And he always says he didn't want to be that person. So we'll see. We will see what God's doing. But I just think it's just amazing that getting this boy up, and everybody was like, you're going to get your son up at 3:30 in the morning to go walking on spring break. Hell yeah. Look what happened. Look what happened. He was so dang tired in the morning that all this came pouring out of him. God knew. I didn't know. I didn't plan this. How could I even? How could I even? This is just a miracle to me. I just can't wait to see what else happens in this kid's life. I'm gonna cry. We love this kid so. Sorry, I didn't put my phone on silence. But to see all of this just transpiring in his life right now, and what his heart is doing, and what God's doing in it, and how he's working in it. Is he going to be a Christian? Is he going to get saved? Is he going to grow up and be mature? Is he not going to act like an 8-year-old still? I don't know where this is going. But I'm extremely hopeful now. And I see God working in his life, you know. And so if you did not catch the beginning of this, you know, it's just an amazing thing that God is doing in our son's life right now. And we are very, 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 very grateful and very thankful for this. All because my husband got a new job, his hours changed, you know, it just was right timing with spring break. That's God putting all these pieces together. Who could? Can't nobody do that but him. Nobody. Anyway, and if you're wondering, am I going to show you my hair? No. I'll unveil it later, but I just will tell you the style came out phenomenal. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. And if you think that this video could help anybody, please share it. Please, 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 please share it. I want other people to know there's a lot of kids out there that need a lot of help. And that's what I'm here for. Spread the word, people. All right. Goodbye, Instagram. Make it a blessed Sunday. Bye-bye. Okay. And goodbye, Facebook. Take care. Make it a blessed Sunday. God bless.